Yes. I'm here with you. So I'm going to be, jumping straight into the course for today, into the session for today, which is how to know your ideal buyers. You could see I'm still bringing the excitement on. I always like to start off my video with that kind of thing. So at times it could be a dance, it could be something that will just create some kind of fun or excitement to whoever is listening to this. So that is just to start off on, with a vibe, for this particular recording that I'm going to be doing today, right? So join me. I'll be showing you what I'll be talking about here. So I'm sure you can see my slide, and what I have here right in front of you is how to know your ideal buyers. I know a lot of businesses are thinking, how do they get to know who their buyers are? Because there's so many people out there, but you don't know who your ideal buyer really is. So my name again is Lola Agnes Falokun. I like to be called LAF. That's LAF, right? And I'm a business consultant and also an online training expert. So I love what I do. Join me as I go along. I'll be moving to the next slide right away. So, who are your ideal buyers? So, you can use Pareto's principle, which is the 80/20 rule for this particular, for you to define or to know who your ideal buyers are. So, you can use 80%, so which means 80% of the business revenue is generated by 20% of its customers or buyers, right? So your buyers are the same thing as the customers that will patronize you. It does not stop there. Are you surprised? Are you surprised to hear that? Yes. Within the 20%, you have what? A whooping 4% that represents 64% of your revenue. Are you not interested in that? The powerful 4%, you need to know them. And this particular one, I might not be breaking it down in this particular video, but we'll be talking more about your ideal buyers, who they are in this video. But again, you can know more about this and how this particular, principle can help you to double your revenue. I discussed it in the SSS program, which is now a bundle because it's a recorded version for people that are going to be watching it after the program has been held. The program is currently going on, and people, also have live sessions and also other perks that is added to the live to the program itself. But for the recorded bundle, you're going to have all the content because it's being recorded for your use and for you to implement. Please sit back while you're watching this particular video. It's very important you get a piece of paper rather, and a pen, which you are going to use to understand some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here. So join me as I go along. Don't touch that dial. Right? So we want to be able to know how to create a buyer avatar. So you want to create your buyer avatar. So some of the things that you're going to have in your buyer avatar is what are their hopes, their dreams and desires. So the buyer that you're referring to, what are their hopes? What are their dreams? What are their desires? So another thing that you're going to be looking at here is, what does a typical day in their life look like? What does a day in their life look like? You need to understand that. If you understand that, then you know who you're focusing on. The buyer avatar is more like that ideal customer. It's still what we are talking about here. So you are creating it like a template that lets you understand what it looks like, what a typical buyer looks like, what is their preferred form of communication. Their preferred form of communication. It's important that we know that. Where do they spend quality time or hang out? So a lot more is going to be discussed in the subsequent slide. And we are going to be discussing that through 9 ways to define your ideal buyer. So as you are thinking about, that customer avatar, you're looking at, how do I do this? So you're looking at 9 ways to define your ideal buyer. So we're going to look at each of those 9 ways in this particular recording that I have on. Join me, don't touch that dial, like I said. Okay, so the first one that I had put up, not in any particular order, so it can be in any way that you want to, assess it or evaluate it. It doesn't have to be that it has to be in this order. Understand their challenges and frustrations. This is very important. It's a very important key in defining your ideal buyer. Because what do you do here? You empathize with your buyer. You empathize with whoever that potential or ideal buyer is, or your dream buyer is, right? You put yourself in their shoes. That's what it means. When you empathize, you're trying to say, oh, I feel you. I understand what you're going through. I know that feeling. So yes, the person feels like, oh, you can relate. Yes, you can relate. Okay, the person is with you, right, all the way. So how do you want to solve their problems? What's their pain point? We are going to look into this particular one of solving problems and understanding their pain points even as we go along. What is the problem that they are experiencing? What are they encountering? What's that problem that you want to solve? It's doing business is not about what you want to do. It's about being able to solve a problem. Even at the stage of, because I also mentor people at the university for their entrepreneurial courses, and I tell them it must address that. You must be able to solve the problem. If people cannot identify that you're trying to solve a problem, what are they doing with you? There are so many things that are taking up their time. So they are not just there for, it's just a few people that will just say, okay, they just want to, maybe for sentiment or for whatever reason. But a lot of people, they are potential buyers, or they are buyers or existing buyers because that thing solves a problem for them. So another thing is you must be able to connect with them emotionally. I realize it's a lot of things I'm sharing here. It took me time because as I'm a business consultant, I'm also doing some business by the side to let me understand what buyers think about. How would I relate? I also buy, so I want to be able to wear those hats, different hats here and there, to be able to understand how do I connect. I need to be able to connect emotionally through messages, tones, and testimonials. So it's important. If you check when I was doing the promotion, the advert, and marketing, so to say, in quotes, for SSS, that's the Start Small and Scale program, I shared some testimonials. Some may not want to really share those testimonials. Some may, for whatever reason, some not because they don't like you, but it could be, oh, let people not be pursuing us. Because at times when you put some things, the moment you share some things, oh, the whole world is running after you. And they're careful. They're trying to be careful so you don't push. But again, people want to know that you can connect with them emotionally because those testimonials can help someone. Maybe somebody that wants to start, that is aspiring to start, is seeing this video right now and is like, oh, does this really apply to me? And the person sees a testimonial like that of Vivian and a few other ones on my page, because that was a start of somebody that didn't even have a clue of what she wanted to do, but we're able to talk through that process. She got something and she's doing it. She's selling out. In fact, it's to scale now. She's looking at how she can scale. It's top on my. I pinned it to my one of my pages. I think it's on my Instagram, and she's looking at how she can scale because she's been able to understand certain things. We walk through that process. So you need to be able to connect through messages that you send out to people, or even what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to connect to some people, to some of my audiences, and then to let them know that, oh, okay, I mean, I feel what they feel. I can put myself in their shoes and I can communicate the message that they want to hear to them. So the tone, even the tone that you communicate, it's important. Okay, let's move. Right? Know their hopes, dreams, and desires. So you want to know what their hopes are, their dreams and desires. This helps you to paint a vivid picture of the experience they will have after using your product or services. What kind of experience will they have when they have used your product or service? So I put just one example here. There are many more, several others, but this can help you think about how you can coin yours as well. So for instance, this can be like the message you pass to someone, that a buyer who is thinking of, oh, how he or she is going to lose 10 kg before a big celebration. So the message you can pass can be, our fitness program is designed to help you burn out the fat fast. Right, I put the fast in bold and, capital letters, and drop 10 kg in 30 days. It's guaranteed. So somebody seeing this, and this is the kind of buyer, won't that person want to go for what they're offering? As opposed to somebody that is just saying, oh, we run a fitness center, or we run a fitness outfit. So, I mean, it might not even attract the person. But because this, you had called out certain things, you had called it out, and the person can relate. Immediately the person is thinking, oh, let me reach out. Let me find out. So it's like getting the person's attention. You need to know that. Right? So when you know their hopes, dreams, and desires, it's easier for you to be able to do all of this. You don't even think, you don't snooze over it. So let's move. So you need to be able to understand their fears. What are their fears? I don't know why this is showing like this, but it's supposed to be in capital to be able to show you that that's the topic, the subheading rather. Know their deepest fears. What are their deepest fears? What keeps them up at night, tossing and turning, unable to sleep? We talked about the pain points. So that's the next bullet point. What are their pain areas? What makes them uncomfortable? What makes them, worried, disturbed? Which is the next one. What disturbs their mind? What doesn't make them want to have a good night rest? Because they are constantly thinking about it, not because they are up watching Netflix, not because they are up doing other things that they might be engaged in, but it could be for this reason. So you want to call that out in your message. So it enables them to take what? Quick action and move away from those things that they fear, because they feel that those things that would solve, they're already hoping that those things, that whatever you've said is going to solve that problem or the fear that they have in their minds. So let's move. So the next one I have here under ways of knowing or determining your ideal buyers, or defining your ideal buyers, is know where they spend time or hang out. This doesn't necessarily mean where they're dancing and all of that. No, right? So it could be, where they are, where you can get things across to them. So get details and specific information of where they are, where they hang out and spend good quality time. Is it online? Is it offline spaces? These days, a lot of people spend time online. If you know, the percentage is huge across the world. In Nigeria, is huge. A lot of people, you're seeing them with their phones. They are walking on the street. They are even with their phones. You're wondering, now, please be careful. Oh, don't get jammed. So there are certain things like that that we need to be mindful of. So where are they? You want to meet them where they are. Where do they spend time? Where do they hang out? Where do they catch their cruise? Like my people would say, in this part of the world. And I know they use it across different places from wherever you're watching me from, because I know that this video is going outside the country, is going to go outside my immediate location, also different places across the world, wherever you're watching this. So this influences where you should advertise. So that one is supposed to be advertise, promote, and also the tone and the language used in your message. The tone and the language. I think I talked about that before. The tone and the language. What language do you use? Because at times I come down, I use pidgin to the way I understand it to communicate with people, and I say that it works. Even body language, even all this dancing that some people do, it's a language. It's like communicating with people. Communication is vast. That's another topic I like to talk about. In some of my trainings, I take communication. I talk about communication and how you can communicate. So it's not just the voice, or you're communicating verbally. You can also communicate with your body. You can communicate in different ways. Even by listening is a form of communication, because when you listen and you're able to reconfirm, or try to make the person know that yes, you are actually listening to what the person is saying. So communication is very important. So, but again, how do you pass this? How do you need to know where they spend time or hang out? So let's move. So know where they get their information. Where do they get their information? Where do they seek for information? Where do they go for answers to probing questions? When they have questions in their mind, bugging them, their minds, where do they go? Is it their social circles? You need to know. Is that where they get the information? Do they get information, by watching certain things? You need to know. Those are places that you want to go and seek for them. So know where they seek for information, and that is where you meet them. So people would tell you, oh, don't send me any mail. Oh, if you send me mail, you better send other things if you want me to address it. Because the person is not quick to check mails. You might be checking your mail every 2 minutes or every 1 hour, but some people will not check mails in 10 days, in 1 week, in 2 months. So what do? You've not passed any message across to that person. But those that will check their mails, you communicate well with them. You must know how to write. Storytelling is another good way of sharing things with people. Not everybody has that talent, but we all learn it. If you don't have it naturally, you can learn it. To be able to tell a bit of stories, not that you'll be telling your grandmother, grandfather's story. No, not necessarily. But you can tell stories that they can relate with. It's always good to relate with whoever you're trying to reach out to. So let's move from here. Know their preferred form of communication. Is it email that they like to receive or read and respond to? Because it's important that they read and respond. You can track those things. There are platforms where you can track your emails and see maybe, oh, is gaining any kind of traction or not, and the people that you're reaching out to, so that you know other forms of way or other ways or preferred forms of communication that you can use. WhatsApp. Some people are constantly on WhatsApp. There's some people that every day, every night, every minute, WhatsApp is all they use. Some people are not even on other social media platforms, it's just WhatsApp. So you must be flexible. You must be able to go to different areas. So you don't say, oh, I just like WhatsApp, so that's where I stay. No, probably most of you, the bulk of your buyers are on Instagram or on Facebook or on Snapchat or on TikTok or other platforms. Some, it could even be Spotify. Maybe the audio is what they like to listen to. So you want to be able to position yourself to there, especially if what you're doing, your niche market, is a lot of people are in that space. That's where you should position yourself. Or live sessions like this. There are some people that just want to see it on YouTube. I've gotten a lot of, responses, reviews, and all of that from people that watch my YouTube videos. I have a number of them that addresses different things around business, around doing business. So some people, that's what they like. Some life. Let me talk to the person live. Let me attend the live webinar, right? And let's chat. Let's have conversations live. That's what some people prefer. So it can be, oh, you want to prefer physical or virtual meetings. You can do any of that. Now, there's a lot of virtual meetings happen. You don't have to leave your home or your space or your office, wherever you are. You can do a lot of virtual meetings, and the ones that love physical, even if you don't have an office, you can go to a virtual space out there and meet the person. Because like Yoruba, some people say Ojulora, that is in the face that the words are spoken. I mean, that's like literally, but it also means like, is when I see you, when I'm with you, that I can take action. Likewise, some people that want to buy things, is when they see before they buy. There are some people you can't still take that away from them. So you need to be able to understand all of this. Your audience dictates the pace. They dictate the pace. Communicate with them where they are, not where you like, where they are. Don't try to push them or make them come to where they are. That or just do what is convenient for you. That's not what a lot of people want. It's what is convenient for them that you need to understand. So use their language. Use their language. Listen to understand what language works for them. What language works for them? Is it pidgin? Is it your native language? Is it English? Is it like simplified way of speaking without using those huge grammatical sentences and words? You can know some people like that. They will say, "What is she talking about? Does she think she understands you, or she think she understands English, or what's she talking about here?" I mean, those are things that do affect some people's business because they've missed it. The people that they are talking to do not even want that at all. Listen to, understand what language works for them, what terminology resonates with them. Is it you digging it? And you say that you do a few dances and you see that, hey, more people are coming in, you better be dancing. That's on a lighter note. You might not be the kind of person that loves to dance or knows how to dance. You might love to dance, but you don't know how to. So you cannot be using dance, maybe to not attract people. I'm just using that as a typical example. It could be the language, the way you speak. Some people, they just want that, diction, as in you speak oral English, like you say. So I'm just, I'm joking around some things, but again, I'm very serious about all of this. You can get insights from group conversations channels where they convey. So when you see them convey and they're chatting along, you could know that, oh, this is the kind of people that I'm trying to relate with. So you pick that and you pick some things that are interesting that you see that they engage with. Let your message speak directly to them. Let it be pinching them in their body. Pinch, pinch, pinch. As in, when it's like, my people say pinching, as in like it's hitting them directly. When it's hitting them, they're like, oh, this is the person to come to. This, whatever she's saying is hitting me. I need to, get in touch. I mean, get this thing that she's talking about. Understand what a typical day of a buyer looks like. Prepare a schedule of a typical buyer's daily routine. So you could start by saying, oh, at the person wakes up at 4 a.m., like a place like Lagos and places where it's busy, that you have very busy um, days, movements, and traffic. You might say, oh, people wake up, a typical buyer wakes up at about 4. The person does a few things, goes for a few exercises out there, comes back at about 5:36, and even while he's doing it, maybe it's while the doing is he or she is doing the exercise, listening to some things. So like this Spotify, it could work for somebody that is working out in the morning and doing a light exercise. So those are things that you need to know. So another one is, oh, the person rushes off to work. It could be when they are on the road. Some are going to catch, the bus, the whatever vehicle to work. Some are driving themselves. Some are just listening. So audio could work a lot. Videos could work for people that maybe are being driven or are being conveyed to their place. So all of that, you need to put it there. And so that's how you use to determine who or define who your ideal buyer is. Include time, location, and activities. If you don't put all those things, you will not know how it looks. That's why I said 4 o'clock, 5:30, 6 p.m., 7, 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 1 p.m. That's when probably they have lunch or break up. So you want to communicate some things. Probably want to send emails. You can read some long things then. But other things you can share at other times when it's convenient. So this will help you determine the best time and where to reach out to them, when they will be most attentive to whatever you're sending out to them, whether it's an email or you're just doing short videos and so those ones can come in at some other times because maybe people watch and go. 30 seconds, 15 seconds, all of that. People can quickly watch that and move. But again, it's best when they are more relaxed so that they can pay attention to it. So it's important that we know how to do this. Let's move. Know what makes them happy. Know what makes them happy, right? What makes them happy will help them quickly connect. Being that they are emotional beings, they are more interested in interacting with business and brands that make them feel good about themselves. Coca-Cola will make you feel that it's fun to drink Coke and some of the other products, right? Some, it's about sympathy. They empathize with you, like all those sanitary towels for ladies like always, and a few other ones. They do their communication, their message, emotional messages that they pass. It's more of simple like, oh, some is about mother and child, right? So that you know, oh, really, okay, that's like, oh, connection there. So you need to be able to pass the message. I'm preaching message of building businesses together. So that's why I'm saying connect with me, connect with laugh, right? Know the touch points in your ideal buyer's journey, such as including surprises, do unexpected things. You can dance at the beginning of the video, you can do some things that would work, you can carry some things on your head, right? So to let them know that, this serious business, you know, do some things that they, ooh, wow, what's this person doing? And it brings some kind of smiles to their face even before you start, to their faces, right? Personalized messages when it's their birthdays and you know, little gifts when you know those dates. Maybe you have information about them, personalized messages and send to them. So people, it's the birthday message that they might not have even bought anything from you, but you have the details, so you can personalize messages to them. And they're like, oh wow, sending me messages on my birthday, because that means they're interested in me. You already have it on your database, so it's easy. At times when you send bulk, people tend to know. But if you personalize certain things, especially if it's there are people that you're interested in being in your being cost your buyers, then you can go all out to do certain things like that. Because when it pays off, it's going to pay off big. Right? So know what makes them happy. So the action points. So I discussed the 9 ways you can define your ideal customers. So the action points here, you have defining your ideal customers can be one of the toughest parts of starting a business. Toughest in the sense that you need to gather all those things. You need to know all these things. You need to go all out to implement and you know make sure you get all this information so that you're able to do, you know, but if you're able to do this, other things will just start falling into place. It will look like, what's this person doing? Like some people will say, cut that soap or cut the soap for me. It's not soap. Oh. You don't know when the person is trying to get all those things, getting the hands dirty, trying to get information and all, and you don't know what the person was going through, right? But when things start happening, you now say, oh, cut soap. It's not like that. The person has put in a lot into this to make this thing work. So another thing I want to do, which is the action point here, is more like the to do. That's why I said get a piece of paper or a notebook and a pen. So you identify your 20% of who accounts for your 80% of the revenue. Then dig further to get that 4% of the top powerful buyers. You need to get the SSS bundle to be able to understand that part because it helps you to be able to do what? To work on your revenue. You think some people are having it all rosy. How are they doing? That's how they are doing it. Learn, understand it. Then you create your avatar. You create the avatar for that buyer, for that ideal buyer. And that will help you to be able to know those that you put in your, I mean, they will be potential and they will exist and they will remain loyal if you continue to serve them well. So SSS is going to expose you to all of that and even creating visibility as well in your business, generate leads and make sales. So all of that is bundled in SSS. So I'll be talking about it here. So I've already started talking about it. So it is start small and scale program, but it's now a bundle because it's a recorded version. In the program, we had live sessions and also some other free perks that people get. But for this bundle, you are going to have all the content as well. And you know, implement those things, share your testimonials because I know you're going to have testimonials from, you know, implementing all the things that you're going to learn there. Please go ahead and get the bundle. It's This is just a little bit of all that I've been talking about on SSS, right? It's a 5-day online program that has been designed that you should do it in 5 days. Some people want to rush it off, but it's not about rushing these things. It's about really understanding and implementing all the things that you're going to learn. You know, for starters, an existing business owner, so it's not just startups, not just people aspiring or starting up a fresh businesses, but it's also positively helps you to what transform that business. Eh? And for the new ideas, it helps them to start right. For the existing ones, it helps them to be able to grow, nurture, I mean, to be able to properly grow their business and scale. So that's why the scale is there. So this is the link. You can get it directly here by copying and pasting somewhere. It should be a clickable one. I hope it clicks for you. But if it doesn't, maybe based on your browser or whatever you're using, you can download, you can copy and paste on your on another browser, and it opens up. It's easy, and you can also get it. So this is what the flyer looks like. I've been giving money back guarantee because I know what I'm offering. If you are able to implement all that is being taught here, you would see that. That's why I can give a guarantee, because I know that it will work for you. It will work for you, right? So the price is 5,000, and for the bundle, and for the you can get this on my Instagram handle, which you have on the screen, my Facebook page. Follow me on all those platforms, on my YouTube, where you're going to be watching this, and or any other place that you're going to see the video from. Then also email address where you can reach out to me. I check my mails. I'm not like some people that check every month. I check it often, and also my team helps to also um, quicken the process, to get responses to your request or your comments. All right, please share with people. YouTube, subscribe. Facebook, follow and comment and engage with my posts. On my Instagram, same, engage, comment and follow. Email, reach out and respond to things that are of interest, and your testimonials are very important to me. I would love to have them. I would love to have your reviews and testimonial, what worked, and other things I want to share. Feel free to do that. And on that note, I will be saying I'll see you in the SSS bundle. I mean, when you subscribe to it, and also the other platform. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Hmm. I'll see you there. See you there. Ah, ah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say bye. I hope you enjoyed it all. All right. Bye.